Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a review of the Telugu film RX 100. So, a few of you had said, are you going to do a review of RX 100? And to be honest, I looked and it was getting kind of middling reviews in the India press, and so it wasn't that urgent. But then I saw an interesting article about the film pop up, and it was getting like a surge in box office evidently over the weekend as word of mouth kind of spread that it had a really unconventional ending. So I thought, okay, it's playing near me. It's the discount day. I'll go give it a shot. And what a wild ride of a film. I didn't know going in that this was a first-time director who had been an assistant director for other people. I didn't know going in that our lead, Karthikeya, this was pretty much his debut film. And I didn't know that this was the for the heroine, Payal Rajput, that she had only done the Punjabi remake of Sarat, which totally makes sense for the kind of attitude that she has in this film. I didn't know all of that going in, but what I did read in this article with the director, Ajay Bhupathi, he named the film, because I was like, what a weird title. What the hell is RX 100? It sounds like it's sci-fi or something, which I am not a motorcycle person, so I did not know that that was the name of a Yamaha motorcycle. And so the director said he had memories of hearing those motorcycles, like when he was in school, he could just hear it out the window because it just has this loud, arrogant sound, and it creates a disturbance wherever it goes. And that's basically what our lead hero is, that he just comes in, makes a lot of noise, and a lot of disturbance. So that was very apt. So I thought that was so interesting to name a film after, I mean, obviously he rides the motorcycle in the film as well, but just that was interesting that was why they named the film, and that, you know, it's because that's the kind of brash character. I did read one sort of characterization of this film is the poor man's Arjun Reddy, because it's set in a village and it's like the sand mafia or something different. I couldn't even figure out all of the different gangs and politicians and village heads and whatever. Rao Ramesh plays the father of our heroine, and you know, he's always great. I love him. But Karthikeya kind of went in and out. I heard that the director's first choice, he actually narrated the plot of this film to Vijay Deverakonda of Arjun Reddy. And wow, could I really see Vijay hitting a part like this out of the park, just the angry young man and the passionate lover and all of that. Like, yeah, I could really see that. Why he was thinking of that actor for this part. We start the film and we see Karthikeya pursue somebody and just beat the hell out of him and say, I've been waiting 3 years. And you can see he's just smoking pot and he's all unkempt and his hair is too long and he just looks crazed, okay? Beats this guy up. We see that there's, you know, rivalries between different, gangs or whatever. And then we get our flashback. And the flashback tells the story of his great love and his passion and his obsession. And there was a great song where before the flashback really begins, it's like he keeps seeing her everywhere. He sees her in the water, and they use limited special effects, but like to make it just like she becomes water, or, she just dissolves into little, pollen fragments that fly away or whatever. So That was a cute song. And then we go back to the love story. This is what sets this film apart, in that it is about the female gaze and a woman seeing a guy. I mean, I saw one reviewer mock the fact that she sees his abs, she sees him shirtless, and she basically is like, yeah, I want that. So I'm going to do mostly a spoiler-free section of this review and a section with spoilers, because I have to discuss this film, and I'm praying some of you have seen it and will comment when we get to that spoiler section, because there's a lot to discuss. But anyway, it's just so bold to have this girl go after this. I mean, he's the muscle man for the gang, but yet he's so naive in the ways of love, and she just pounces on him. Now, she tells him she's crazy about him, she loves him, she tells him all these things. There are passionate kisses. I mean, we don't just fade to black. We have passionate kisses, we have sex scenes. Oh, there was a fade to, like, machinery pounding, which made me laugh. So I was like, wow, you know, amazing to show a woman going after and showing a male director showing the female gaze, okay? So I'm all about that. The film, this filmmaker, especially in the action scenes, like, goes crazy with some of the camera angles. Like, we have these crazy angle shots up from the floor, and just, like, it's kind of craziness. And he goes not only for the sex and the kissing, but there's a lot of gore. I mean, there's knife fights, there's people getting beat up, and the scenes where they're getting beat up feel like they go on and on and on, maybe past the point where they need to. I don't know. But heads up, if you've not seen the film and you're squeamish about stuff like that, there's blood. I am not going to give this a rousing, oh my god, it's the next Arjun Redding review. No, but it's interesting. It's interesting. You know, not all of the execution of the story is, like, at the highest level. I will say that Payal Rajput, who plays Indu, who plays this modern city-educated girl who comes back to the village and spots that guy and, like, yeah, I want that. She has so much chutzpah and attitude, and yeah, in the last 40 minutes of the film, amazing. Okay, so she was really good. She was solid. Of course, Rao Ramesh, always great. And then there was, it was very confusing to me, because our Shiva, who's played by Karthikeya, is an orphan who's been raised by this guy that everyone calls Daddy. But at the beginning, only Shiva's calling him Daddy. So I thought that's what... I was like, I'm hearing Daddy, and it's not just in the subtitles. So it was weird. Like, I guess that was his nickname from everyone, but it was a weird choice of a name, because at least for my American ears, I was like, wait a minute, he's an orphan, but that's his dad. I mean, it was weird. So Ramki played Daddy, and he was good, because he, you know, in playing that guardian, but also trying to have tough love with his adopted son. Now, I can't find the name of the actor, but there was one funny member of the gang that would, like, sing these funny songs to people to mock them. And I don't know who he is, but if someone can tell me in the comments, I thought he was awesome. He was a fun comic relief in some scenes. Ending the spoiler-free portion, it is a mostly average film that is really interesting, because the plot goes places that other films just don't go. And I don't know how much more to say. There's a characterization of the heroine that is not common for Indian films. Let's just say that. And I liked the boldness of the kissing. I liked that she first took the first step. And I liked all of that. Okay, so kudos to that. Now we get into the spoiler section, because I have to talk about that last 40 minutes of the film. Oh my gosh. So there were some lagging, there could have been tighter editing. And like I said, some of these beating scenes go on. And so the plot, sometimes the pace of it slowed a little bit. There were some people behind me that were chatting, and I'm like giving them the evil eye, turning back and giving them the evil eye to shut up. And then all of a sudden, that last 40 minutes where we get the plot twist about Indu and her real nations and all of her, what she was really about, they shut up. Let's just put it that way. Because that last 40 minutes, it gets crazy. It gets really crazy and goes places that you don't necessarily expect. So I am of two minds about this whole thing with Indu being the villain. And that is, in one way, kudos to the director for, number one, when's the last time we really saw the main girl be the villain? And it's not like a mother-in-law or something, or, you know, crazy sister-in-law or something, right? So, in one way, why not? Like, why not have the woman be the villain? But, and also, kudos for having her have, showing her desire, showing that, yeah, she can be lustful, she can have premarital sex. Some guys like, oh, it's all about the abs. Yeah, it's all about the abs. Okay, but on the other hand, it's like she's being shown to be the villain because she does have premarital sex, because she does just look at this guy with lust and is not the pure, innocent village girl that's only full of love for the hero. I have complex feelings about this because, like, I don't know, at the very end, we get that this characterization was as close to the real Shiva who died 4 years ago as the film could make it. So it's based on a real person. So I'm like, did this real person become a psycho, obsessed lover that died in some violence due to a girl and a romance that he thought was more than it was? Because we're hearing it through Siva's eyes and Siva's friends' eyes. Now, I mean, we do get these little flashes in the film, and so it's that Indu is completely evil. This is just a summer fling, and she always intended on marrying the rich guy from America. So I kept thinking, what if this film was a little bit more complex? You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like at the end, it becomes melodrama and it becomes so, you know, up to 11. Like it's just, everything is ramped up to 11. We have to have him. He can't just die knowing the truth. He has to arrive with several stab wounds, grab her hair and die, you know, giving her the whole spiel. Like it can't just, I don't know. So like it was like the ultimate revenge for the real Siva. Maybe it didn't happen exactly like that, but that's the way the director wishes it did. I don't know. I'm so curious about this real person because it's about obsessive love. Like he could not move on for those 3 years because he thought the dad had married her off and she was going to come back to him because that's what he had heard her say. But it's like in my mind, I'm wondering, is that what she really said? Or is this movie characterizing any girl who has premarital sex and says, I'm crazy about you, as obviously she wanted to get married and have babies and all the rest of it? I mean, they were showing this in this film, in this script, she was the villain. I'm just saying, is that like a characterization of all girls, or is it just, hey, we're allowing a girl to be a villain? And so I'm of two minds about it. It was interesting, but the pacing lagged occasionally, and the performances were a little uneven for Karthikeya. But I really thought the girl, she really has something, and I hope to see her in another film. Wow. I liked all the passionate scenes when they first got together, too. And there were some good songs in there when they first got together, too. All right. So please, if you have seen this film, I want to hear what you thought about it in the comments. I have to discuss this film with somebody, and like nobody else I know has seen it. So I need to talk about it. So please, let's have a discussion in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, please press the like button, share the video, follow us on Twitter at PardeziYT. If you have a new trailer or something, send it to me on Twitter at PardeziYT. And, or, you know, things, somebody just sent me an interview with Dulker, which I really appreciate, for me to watch, which is in English, yay! So that's the kind of thing. You can send me there on the Twitter address. Subscribe here to the Pardesi channel, and if you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification whenever I have a new film review or trailer reaction.